Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, this is Josh, and I'm very excited to be bringing you Game 2 in an exclusive Best of 7 series show match between Destiny, the blue Zerg up here in the top right of Xel'Naga Caverns.
Why, hello there!
And his opponent today is going to be Root QXE, the purple Terran down here in the bottom left of Xel'Naga Caverns. In the first game, we saw Metalopolis, QXE, and Destiny had a very, very long back-and-forth game. A lot of Muta-Ling, Baneling on Destiny's behalf, and QXE going with just really mass Marine Medevac and Siege tanks. It was a battle for the ages. It lasted a very long time. QXE slowly eked out advantage after advantage. By the end of the game, it had sort of snowballed out of control. Destiny was just not able to keep up after losing a couple of hatches here and there and not being able to deny QXE's bases because there were tons of turrets and siege tanks, and when you've got Muta and Ling, it can be very hard to do that. So Destiny, I want to ask you, what do you think your opponent QXE might be doing here on Xel'Naga Caverns?
There's no way a Banshee Rush could be coming anytime soon, right?
Well, I think you're probably right in that regard, but if you recall, QXE actually didn't do a Banshee Rush against you last game. So, any other guesses?
Herb derp! 2x herb derp! Herb derp!
Herb derp 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 derp.
Okay, so that's probably a much more valid answer since we do see this first barracks coming up, and normally you would see a refinery being planted after that, but he still hasn't done it. So Destiny does have a drone in the base of QXE. He's going to get a look at all of this going on. Second SCV coming over to the ramp, and he is going to build a second barracks. So Destiny, you were right all along.
Yeah!
Congratulations. And QXE is actually trying to get this drone out of here. I'm wondering if Destiny will try and do one of those repeated gas steals again like we saw in Metalopolis, delaying any kind of tech out of QXE. Actually, it only delays the second gas, and QXE isn't even using the first gas, so Destiny looks like he is thinking better of the situation and just going to get his drone out of there for the time being. QXE is sending an SCV across the middle of the map, though, and he will be delighted to find this hatchery has just started. There is a spawning pool already about to complete, just a couple of seconds away. There it goes. And no gas being dropped for Destiny, so Speedlings are not going to be coming out first. QXE is going to find all this out in just a moment as he gets this SCV to roll around this base real quick. Getting a look at both of those gases, seeing nothing on it. So now QXE has to make a decision. He's got the 2 racks going. Is he going to try and bunker up against Destiny? We'll have to see. He is first, of course, going to have to elude this drone if he wants to try and be sneaky with some bunkers. QXE has 3 Marines out already, and Destiny has essentially nothing. He does have 1 Queen coming out and a Spine Crawler here being made at his main, but in terms of his natural hatchery, he doesn't actually have anything here to defend against it. These Marines are just taking a quick pit stop at the Xel'Naga Tower. Are they going to be able to get a free Zergling kill? Looks like they might. Oh, he sends his SCV back to block and actually gets 1 little drill off, but the Zergling already regenning HP as all Zerg units do. And the bunker goes down, so it obviously is a bit far out of range to actually be able to hit the hatchery. QXE not too worried about that right now. He is dropping it here in this choke, so it will be a little bit difficult for Destiny to try and be able to surround this. 4 Marines are now here, going to be able to jump right inside that bunker as soon as it finishes. Destiny does see this bunker coming up, so his response is to, of course, bring his queen down from his main, try and plant the Spine Crawler. QXE doing a good job shooting away while it's still planting in the ground and gets out of there before it's even able to take a single attack against these Marines. Destiny obviously does not want this to go on for much longer, dropping another Spine Crawler. He has a lot of Lings made. Of course, they don't have speed. He has not even gathered enough gas to get that upgrade started until I thought he was going to hit 100. There it goes. There's 100. So is he going to get Zergling speed immediately? Yes, he will. QXE trying to drop bunker number 2. Of course, that is going to be thwarted by this single Spine Crawler. And the second one coming up soon means that QXE basically should probably abandon this. But a lot more Marines showing up now. QXE can actually use this to his advantage. He can hit around the back side here, and Destiny doesn't have a Spine Crawler covering that side. So he will have to move it, and QXE once again shooting away while it is planting in the ground. It takes absolutely forever to actually get back into the ground, so QXE getting some free shots on that. He almost actually could have probably killed it if not for the second Spine Crawler and these Lings nearby, so he backs up a little bit, sending these Marines home. It looks like he is probably going to abandon this here soon. Just going to leave this bunker here perhaps to get some vision, keep Destiny on his toes, but I don't know what this SCV is going to do. Maybe take a look at the Xel'Naga Tower, maybe peek up the ramp here. Nope, just hanging out. QXC is sending all his guys home, building a third barracks, and flipping over an orbital command right now, getting ready to expand himself to his natural. Destiny, ooh, nice move there by Destiny, moving that Spinecrawler over to the perfect range to be able to attack this bunker without the Marines inside being able to attack back, and he looks like he probably will snag this SCV kill as well. He sends his Zerglings around to the back. SCV is repairing up, and the SCV can actually... No, he can't repair faster than the Spinecrawler deals damage, but it'll be a very long time at this rate, sending in those Lings to help sweep up, and the bunker goes down. All the Marines inside quickly chewed to tiny little pieces, and Destiny...
Get the fuck out of my base, motherfucker!
Proclaiming his victory, breaking that little siege of those bunkers and those Marines and that SCV. Now heading across the map with a ton of Speedlings. Is he going to actually be able to do anything here at QXC's ramp? I severely doubt it. This is a very large number of Marines, and they're protected by a wall of 3 barracks here. QXC extending his hook a little bit here with a bunker as well. Destiny going to try and take some initiative here, break down the destructible rocks at his gold base, and back at home he is getting a lair started right now, working off of 2 gas, could actually be working off of 4, no, 3 gas, could be getting that 4th though. And we'll see what tech choice he chooses to go for, sending in a scouting overlord right now to see what's what. He's not going to see anything really until he gets very far into this base, and these Marines will have plenty of room to actually kill this overlord. So let's hear what Destiny is actually planning to do here.
Okay, here's the plan. The Overlord will serve as a retard magnet.
Oh, here come the retards. QXC sends 4 Marines to come attack this Overlord, and I believe they are going to be able to kill this off. So Destiny, knowing this, since he did sacrifice the Overlord, still not supply blocked. So good move by Destiny. Unfortunately, he didn't gain much scouting information out of there. Lair nearing completion here. Baneling Nest going up as well. He'll be able to get Baneling speed pretty much right when that Baneling Nest finishes. And... QXC up to 4 barracks now and a single starport, single factory, cranking out some siege tanks, siege tech being researched as well. I'm wondering if any add-on will be added onto the starport, or if he'll just flip it around onto a tech lab or a reactor. Actually, no reactors on the field yet, so we'll see what QXC does with that here in the near future. He has successfully expanded to his natural. Mineral income should be on his side, and we see that it is. Destiny actually way ahead in harvesters right now, 57 to 36, so Destiny doing a pretty greedy build right here, actually taking advantage of QXC, leaving him alone a little bit, starting to get these upgrades rolling. Ground armor level 1, burrow, and centrifugal hooks for the Baneling speed, all upgrading right now. QXC, on the other hand, getting an engineering base still built and combat shields finishing up. So QXC actually gearing up for a drop right now. He's got a medevac with 8 Marines in it. Destiny may or may not be aware of this, and it looks like his main, or his natural mineral line actually should have a lot of defense here since a bunch of Banelings just finished. He's got some Speedlings in tow and a couple of Spinecrawlers here as well. QXC gonna be doing the drop here. What is he gonna see? He's gonna see these Overlords first and maybe try and snag a couple of free Overlord kills. And once again, Destiny moving right in, able to kill off a single Marine very, very quickly, not letting this drop happen. And the destructible rocks are already broken, so QXC trying to shoot up on the high ground can actually be thwarted here by Destiny with these Speedlings. He might have wanted to leave a few up on the high ground. He did leave a couple, but he is supply blocked now as that Overlord did go down. QXC left with 5 Marines and a single medevac. He's going to drop them now just to start healing them up. QXC might actually end up losing these. Unfortunately for Destiny, he doesn't have any anti-air in the area, or this could be shut down pretty quickly. Now that the lair is done, he has not built a Hydralisk Den or a Spire yet. Still curious what his next tech choice is going to be. QXC looks like he has had enough of this and is just going to go ahead and fly home with his 4 remaining Marines. Didn't get too much done there. Starport still does not have an add-on, but we are up to 6 barracks now and a second engineering bay being dropped. First one, of course, researching +1 weapons for QXC's mass Marines. It looks like Marine Siege Tank Medevac has pretty much been QXC's strat of choice for TVZ so far in this Best of 7 series. Lots and lots of Lings here running in to finish off this Marine Force. Medevac going to be lonely trying to fly home. This Queen should not be able to kill it by the time it gets out of range. Destiny, I'll give him one thing, he is doing quite well on spreading this creep. At this point in the game, might be a little bit farther, but he is starting to take his gold, trying to anyway, and trying to take this natural third base here, this plausible third. Command center being built for QXC. Looks like, of course, he does not want to fall too far behind either. Spire going up for Destiny, melee weapons level 1, ground armor level 2, and that hatchery that we just saw, actually 2 hatcheries being built. Destiny trying to quick double expand, try and take the lead over QXC, and actually Destiny has not been building drones this whole time. He's been making a lot of Lings and Banelings. QXC actually catching up in the worker count. Mineral and gas about to be about expected here. Mules, of course, giving QXC a little bit of a mineral advantage every now and then. Armory going up now for QXC, and he's got a medevac full of Marines. Might be trying a little bit of a two-pronged attack here as he sends 5 Marines up the front and the medevac sort of around to the back. He stims up and runs in with a scan, but there are way too many Lings here for Destiny, so he is just going to clean that up quite easily.
Yeah!
The drop, on the other hand, for QXC, dropping kind of a weird spot. No, it looks like he is just going to pick back up and head over to this 4th base. Destiny should be able to react to this quite quickly. He's got a ton of Lings already here. This could go badly for QXC. We'll see how fast Destiny actually reacts to this. A bunch of Lings are here. He is supply blocked once again as that Overlord goes down. Stim used on the Marines, not going to be able to power down that hatchery fast enough before this mass of Lings shows up. QXC is going to drop up on the cliff. Destiny is going to go for it. He's got a lot of mutas here in the area as well, so he should be able to clean up all of this, and Destiny's got to be feeling good about that.
Yeah!
So QXC losing some units right there. Look at units lost. Destiny actually has the favor here in the early game, but QXC really starting to bring the pain now. He's got a lot of siege tanks here at the Xel'Naga Tower and a ton of Marines here to act as an escort against these Mutalisks. There are not really enough Mutalisks to break the siege right now, these stimmable Marines. That was actually good, though, forced to stim, making those medevacs use their juice. As long as he just leaves them alone now with these Mutalisks, he should be fine. QXC trying to siege up, Mutalisk flying into the back, trying to stop this gold from being turned into a planetary fortress. Not going to be able to stop that. I'll leave the planetary fortress's health there, but we see this gold base for Destiny is going to be taken out, and actually eggs being shot down now by QXC as well. Siege tanks against egg. I think siege tanks usually win that fight. Planetary fortress only brought down to about half health, maybe 3/5 health by the time these mutas are responded to by QXC. A lot of mutas go down. Destiny can't be too happy with that.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so I really didn't think he would be too happy with that, but he lost his gold, didn't quite kill off QXC's gold, so QXC should actually be taking an economic advantage here soon, as soon as that gets saturated. And he's dropping mules all over the place, so this mineral count should spike up quite high here. And the harvester count is actually in QXC's favor now. After killing off a couple of drones at that gold, QXC now taking the lead in harvester count. He's just barely behind in total army supply, but army value is very even actually still at this point. Units lost tipping in Destiny's disfavor now, as that hatchery was counted, I believe, into that resource cost. QXC moving once again, dropping that scan first and moving in to this 4th base. Lots of Banelings and Zerglings here. QXC actually manages to pick up about 10 Marines, but will they be shot down by these Mutalisks? It doesn't look like it. Destiny actually backs up. This turret and these Marines already going to ward it off, so the medevac actually lives with those 8 Marines inside. QXC catches a break there. Doesn't quite kill off the hatchery, but does manage to do some damage, and now it looks like he's going to do a drop here on the right side of the map. Is Destiny going to respond to this? Yes, he did have good Overlord placement there, saw it coming, and so he is going to be able to respond very quickly with some Zerglings and Banelings, chomping those guys up. QXC still just dropping units. 2 empty medevacs here should be taken out by these Mutalisks, and we'll flip it back to the 4th base. QXC already attacking once again, trying to split Destiny's forces all over the map. He's got a lot of injured Marines here. These medevacs are out of juice. He is going to need some reinforcements here soon, and here we go. Another Octo drop, another medevac full of 8 Marines coming on in for QXC. Destiny is still just in such a defensive stance here, and supply blocked, still 175 over 174. Mutalisks in just a really bad spot here, unfortunately. Destiny has a ton of Mutalisks coming in here, though. Should easily be able to clean up a couple of tanks, but he needs to be very careful with his micro, as these very mobile, stimmable Marines will be able to take those Mutalisks out quite quickly. And here, a couple of spine crawlers getting gunned down extremely quickly by these 2-1 Marines. Destiny, on the other hand, sitting at just 1-2 upgrades for his own units. This hatchery should go down here. QXC killing off that queen, should be able to finish this off. Ooh, doesn't quite do it. Has a couple of Marines still just sitting there trying to gun down some Lings. And Destiny trying to counterattack here, trying to break this siege with a lot of Mutalisks, Banelings, and Zerglings. Is he going to actually be able to do it? I don't know. He's trying his best, and I'm not sure. Oh!
No! Yes! What the fuck?
And that was a little bit delayed, I'm sorry, but he was a bit upset that he was being attacked, but then he thought he was gaining some favor, and then the tanks and Marines actually cleaned up his units pretty well there. But Baneling landmines being planted once again. We saw this before. Destiny actually did manage to sneak a base over here on the far right expansion. I don't believe QXE knows about it, taking his vision. No, he doesn't, but this sensor tower right here in the middle of everything does know all of... oh, great! Scan right there prevents the Baneling landmines from doing anything. QXE knows your tricks, Destiny. It could be difficult to try and get some Baneling landmines here in the future. Looks like a transfusion did go up on this hatchery. Obviously doesn't want to lose it if he can help it. Oh, what was that? A Greater Spire about to complete here for Destiny. He does have some Corruptors building as well, at least one. So might be seeing some Broodlords here very soon. I like that maneuver. Lots of drones being made as well. Income tab. Once again, Destiny takes the lead. 68 Harvesters to 61. Very, actually really even on mineral count and gas count here. So Destiny not too far behind. Units lost still in QXC's favor, unfortunately for Destiny. But here he comes, stimming up once again, and if he ignores these spine crawlers, he actually could take out this hatch in about 1 second, but he wants to be careful, not lose any Marines if he doesn't have to. QXC, once again, checking his vision. He has seen the hatchery over here on the far right now, so he might be sending a force. Yeah, it looks like a bunch of Marines and tanks mobilizing now over to the right side. If you look at the map control QXC has, it's essentially this entire bottom half of the map, but now the Broodlords are here, and transfusion goes on one very, very quickly. But, of course, the great thing about Broodlings, especially with upgrades, they attack so fast and there's so many of them, they can do a lot of damage very quickly. Obviously, you never want your Broodlord to be attacked by a turret, but also, the great thing about Broodlings, they get splashed by tanks and can take out a lot of Marines and other tanks and things. So Destiny trying to break the siege finally with some Broodlords. I like that decision. He needs to protect them as well as he can with these Mutalisks, though. Keep them out of harm's way from those stimmable Marines. He's actually pushing this siege back quite a bit. Could actually... conceivably take this gold again, and yes, you see the silhouette of that at the gold base going down, but we did see QXE over here on the right side take out that base, and now he is actually going to finish off this spine crawler as well. QXE, actually Destiny, doing a good job burrowing these drones, forcing QXE to blow another scan if he wants to kill off these drones. It's not that often you see players burrow their drones. Actually, it's not that often you see players get burrow. It's still surprising to me how often you see burrow used, or actually how little burrow is actually used, but this sea of Zerglings and Mutalisks coming in now, breaking the siege even further, but once you break down one line, you just have to get through the next. 4 Broodlords here should be able to help against these siege tanks. He's attacking the Planetary Fortress first, but the Planetary Fortress can be repaired very quickly. I certainly would be going for the things that take a longer time to rebuild, and that actually is the tanks. Vikings moving in now, trying to kill off... Wow, so Destiny actually sending everything here, trying to break this siege completely, losing a lot of Lings in the process, but killing off all those siege tanks. Still some Vikings in the air. He needs to focus these down with these Mutalisks as quickly as he can. Again, the Planetary Fortress still being focused down, kind of a waste from those Broodlords. Destiny now turns his attention to the Marines. Good choice there. One Broodlord still not really in the fight. Needs to get this Viking out of there. There he does. The Mutalisks need to back off as well, though, so Destiny losing a lot of units there. Does manage to kill off a bunch from QXE, though, but if you look at that unit loss tab, once again, we'll see QXE way, way ahead there in just cost of those units lost, and QXE is far ahead now, 50 ahead in total army supply. His value is way, way up there as well. If we look at units right now, you can kind of see the layout. 7 Mutalisks and 2 Broodlords consisting of the most expensive units in Destiny's army, while 53 Marines and 8 siege tanks, only 6 Vikings and 5 medevacs for QXC. He is going with the most cost-effective army possible. Siege tanks, of course, for their splash, and Marines for their mobility, and he's got 3-2 upgrades on them right now, 1-0 for his tanks. Destiny, on the other hand, sitting at 0-2 for his melee units, and 2-0 for his air units. QXC moving in once again, trying to do some damage here, gets this extractor down extremely quickly. Destiny tried to do a little bit of counter hit here on QXC's newly claimed base on that far right, but with all these Vikings in the air taking out Broodlords, Lings trying to move in, Destiny just does not have the army count right now to be able to deal with this. QXC with his great splash damage, his great mobility with the Marines, covering all of his bases essentially. He's got some good sky defense here as well with these Vikings. Of course, he can just back up into that giant mass of Marines if the Vikings get in trouble. And there we see QXC just basically has the entire ground covered and the sky all to himself. So Destiny, unable to really do a tech switch. He's just trying to spend his money. There you see he's actually broke. He's spent all of his minerals so far. He's mined out at his main and his natural. He is up to a hive, obviously, as we saw those broodlords already. But the third base in dire straits, fourth base non-existent, and he's trying to do a little bit of a counterattack here at QXC's far right base, but really it's not going to matter too much as QXC is looking like he is getting a little bit thirsty for the win. Moving in now, he's got a ton of stimmable Marines with 3/3 upgrades now, taking out these spine crawlers incredibly quickly. Going to be able to take out this hatch, and now Destiny is mining 0. We'll see that count drop further and further down until it gets to 0. And QXC essentially has taken the game here. He's killing off Larva one by one. Mass Marines against Larva. Such a one-sided fight, unfortunately, in favor of QXC. So, Destiny, how do you feel about this game so far, buddy? I'm sorry to hear that, but QXC really just totally has you by the balls at this point. 197 supply against 97, and this massive Vikings basically just finishing off. Oh, we did see a nice little Baneling blast there, though. And Destiny GG's out of there. Game 2. All over in favor of QXC. He does take the lead 2-0 now in this best of 7 series. Let's go take a look at Game 3 and see if Destiny is able to claw his way back. He will need to do some real damage to QXC to try and get this series back to a more manageable state. QXC doing a good job so far, managing the game, keeping all of his expansions alive, and just pressuring Destiny, trying to keep him from expanding as much as he possibly can. QXC's macro is very, very good. His micro with these Marines, Vikings, medevacs, everything is just very good. So congratulations to him for winning that second game. Now let's move into Game 3.